right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 759 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And interesting statistic here for Georgia Southern. I want to talk about this, and I really want to bring this home on why I feel like this needs to bring like real results at this point. It's the third year Coach Clay Helton being here, and for the third straight year that Georgia Southern has led the nation, all of FBS, in high school signees out of the state of Georgia. That is actually pretty phenomenal. Really, really cool. So with all the talent here in the state of Georgia, there's a lot of talent in the state of Georgia, a lot. And I feel like a lot of kids that we do sign are talented. We need to get over that November hump. You know what I mean? I mean, November is like the month that we just hit a wall. But hopefully that will change. I mean, I know we have a tough schedule. We'll talk about the schedule once it's released, but we kind of know our opponents. But hopefully that Georgia Southern can make something happen because we have a lot of talent on this team. We brought home a lot of talent as well. I mean, so we need to make things happen when it comes to signing these players. So let's talk about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you want to watch the show in the visual form, it is on Spotify and it is on Rumble. If you want to listen to the visual side, if you want to listen to the audio side, it is on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. I really appreciate you guys for the support. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you want to follow me on X or Twitter, it's VF Baller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. If you want to donate to the show, CashApp and PayPal links are below and in description, and I would definitely would appreciate it. I cannot express enough how much I'm having fun doing these episodes. I like doing the shows and all. It is absolutely amazing, and the feedback I get is awesome, and I really thank you guys. And let's just get into this. 44 high school signees in the last 3 years for the state of Georgia. For most in the FBS 3 years in a row. As of right now, we have 21 from Georgia in the 2024 signing. And you know, this is because what, you know, Coach Clay Helton is wanting to do. He has been wanting to go to every county in the state of Georgia to find talent. And you know, I don't know if Kirby Smart is doing it up there in Georgia. I don't know what they're doing at Georgia State or Kennesaw State. I just don't know. But I know in Statesboro, we are actually going all over the place to find talent. And it shows. I mean, like I said, 21 out of the, what we have now, 25 players that are signed as of 2024 is from the state of Georgia. You got one from Florida, one from Alabama, and two from North Carolina. That rounds out the rest of the signees. Now, this is a really good thing because if you've been watching or you know anything about football in the state of Georgia, high school football is a really big deal. I mean, from South Georgia up into the top where Rome and Cartersville and all of that. I mean, it's a really big deal and beyond. It's all over. Even when you go over there near Evans, Georgia, and Augusta, Georgia, all that over there. It is all that. By the water in Savannah, the Brunswick, it's all over. So the thing about it is we're pulling talent from a lot of these places. And, these kids could possibly go anywhere in the country. I know some of these kids be having some of the Power 5 offers, and some of them are in some pretty decent programs, but they decide to stay at Georgia Southern. And it just goes back to one thing I do love that Coach Clay Helton does. He does a really good job of recruiting. That's one thing I could say that he does very well. I think the main thing is I ain't gonna say the main thing. I'll say the big issue is I think we have like the Atlanta Falcons complex. I mean, you see that you have a lot of talent on the team, but the quarterback was not there. And I'm not saying anything about Van Treese. I'm talking about the second year with Davis Brin. It's like it was a really big, issue, So with that being said, I want us to get a quarterback ready to go that knows what's going on here. That's why I'm a big I'm a big a fan of Colton Fitzgerald. He's been in the system long enough to know that, he should know how to run this offense. And you have all this talent. Why not try to find a way to get those guys, the ball and get the ball down the field? And this should make us be in contention for the Sun Belt title at the very least. And I'm not even gonna say for the Sun Belt title, we should be having at least 8 wins. At the very least, we should have 8 wins against what we are up against every season. And the last 2 seasons we ended up going 6-7. It was somewhat disappointing, but now we see, like, look, there's no excuse at this point. You get all this talent here, and I'm looking at all these guys out that have been signed. I mean, you got some big time players that pretty much is going to be on the team right away, and not on top of the ones that we already have now that's already here. You can't do nothing but say, hey, look, we need to make this happen. We need to get over that hump and be up there with a 7, 8, 9 win season and go forward with that, because it's just too much talent here. I know the schedule may be a little bit tougher than last year, and it's not going to get any easier, but I feel like with what we have, we should be able to make some things happen. It just, to me, it just doesn't make any, it doesn't make sense any other way. You saw what happened when we were competing, and, the whole situation with turnovers and all this other stuff. But when you have all this talent, you got to find other ways to get the ball to some of these players. You got to find a way to get these guys in the right position. Get these guys in the right position to succeed. You want, certain speedy guys in space. You want some guys who are big and physical to go up there and get the ball. And you want guys who can run between the tackles, get some big yards with the offensive line. You want some cornerbacks that are big and physical, 6'2", 6'3", cornerbacks that I see on the screen. You want those guys to go out there and, cover any receiver that they can and lock them down. Georgia Southern, they're capable of doing it. I think the defense did fairly good last year. It's just that, you can't keep putting them out on the field. So we all know the issue with the team. I mean, we're not going to sit here and say, this, that, and the third. You know what's going on. And I think that you continue to do what you're doing, bringing in certain players to help the team and push the team going forward from where they were. At some time, it has to be that point where you get over that 6 to 7, win season. I want to see 8 wins minimum. I've been wanting 8 wins since the first day that Coach Clay Helton stepped on the field as coach, and we had our chances. It's not saying that it wasn't an unattainable goal. I mean, it was reachable. I mean, we were like right there. Like, okay, why are we not getting this? You know what I mean? So it was there. It's just, we never got across to make it happen. But hopefully down the line, as we get closer to, because I think signing day was just finished today, and I think we signed a couple more players because we had most of our signees already done. We signed like over 20 people like off the rip. So I think now we don't have that many guys left to actually, sign. I mean, like what today we had, let me go back and see. Yeah, today we really just signed one. Yeah, I only see one person, Jalen Slaughter. Signed him out of Ellenwood, and I mean that's quite awesome. We got him. And we got some other players that probably already, just actually made it official today as well. But for the name that I see that stands out, it was Jalen Slaughter, which, cool. From Cedar Grove High School. Once again, another kid that's from the Georgia, state of Georgia. And he was named Offensive Lineman of the Year. That's okay. So like I said, we got a lot of talent here, guys. So it shouldn't be an issue for us to make some noise. I mean, I think we got Boise State. We play Nevada. We play South Carolina State. And I think we also Do we play? I think we play Ole Miss this year too. But nevertheless, we should be able to compete at a higher level to the point where we should win more than 6 or 7 games. We should. I mean, there's no reason at this point with the way this team is set up. We should be good. We should be good. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, it is what it is." Nah, we need to go to make that happen. So with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think. If you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What do you guys think, man? They lead the FBS in signees for the third straight year. I think that's pretty cool. And we got a lot of players that made it official today. And we talked about a handful of them already, but I think this team is good enough to make things happen, man. I really do. They should at least get 8 wins. I would love to see them get at least 8 wins. I think it's a long overdue. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble, also on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. If you want to follow me on X or Twitter as VF Baller, the website is firstandframerates.com. If you want to support the show, Cash App and PayPal links are below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. You guys take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.